But look at that, beautiful. You see that? Just how you want it, you know. You have all that goodness of the cream in there. Mm, those green beans are nice and crunchy, but that homemade cream of mushroom sauce, ooh, I love it. Yum, yum, yum. And those crispy onions. Mm. Just eat the whole thing for dinner. You don't need anything else. Welcome to Cook and Bake with Samir. Today we're going to be making a green bean casserole. We're going to make everything from scratch. We're using fresh green beans. We're going to make our own or cream of mushroom soup, and you'll see. Let's get started. And we're going to make our own crispy onions as well, not fried. We're going to bake them, but we'll put a little twist on it so will give it that special flavor for us. Okay, so let's start here. We're going to need 2 medium-sized onions, and you can cut them this way and just keep them bigger, half moons, or if you want them a full circle, you could, but I want to make them a little smaller. That way we can make them easier on our guests when they're eating. There we go. What we need to do is slice them very, very thin. Okay, you see? I'm slicing them as thin as we can with our knife here. I already have my oven preheated at 475, and that's where everything's going to take place. There we go. All right, so let's put our onions here. Okay, so you need a big bowl here. We're going to start with a third cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of salt. And if you wanted to add some breadcrumbs, you could, like panko crumbs, but I'm not going to. So here we're going to put all of our onions in here. We need to make sure they're all separated as well. We can toss them like this. There we go. We want to make sure all the onions are coated with the flour and the salt as well. You can also go like this. There we go. Now that we have our onions mixed and coated well with our flour and salt, what I need to do is I'm going to take maybe about a quarter of them. I'm going to use them with our sauce. I'm going to just take a little bit here. So technically about a quarter of a medium-sized onion. And then what I want you to do is bring in a large sheet pan, and then we're going to spray it with a little cooking spray, and then we're going to put our onions in here. We're going to roast them in there for half hour, but I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes because every 10 minutes I want to turn them. So make sure they are spread out well here and they're separated. And I'll put them in the oven on the center rack, and we'll set the timer for 10 minutes. Okay, our onions have been here for 10 minutes. See how they're starting to, want to caramelize and get a little crispy here. But again, every 10 minutes we need to do this. We need to turn them, kind of mix them, because we need that water to release from those onions. And then we'll spread them again and put them back in there for another 10. So what I have here is right around 1.5 pounds of green beans, and they are already trimmed and washed. and I've already cut some. We're going to cut them into about 2 inches. Not like we do when we do our regular green beans. We're going to cut them about 2 inches wide. Some like to keep them in full length, but I really want them smaller because I want the flavor to also of our special soup that we're going to make to go inside the green beans. See they're right around between close to 2 inches there. So what we have over there is also boiling hot water. So what we're going to do to them is just like how we do pasta. We want to cook them into, you want to call it al dente. We want to blanch them in hot water, maybe about 3 to 4 minutes, all depending. See, our water is boiling here. I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of salt to the water, and then we're going to be dropping our green beans. Again, just like we do with the pasta, we're going to keep an eye on them. And I'm going to come back in about 3 to 4 minutes and check on them and see how they are. So we're going to drain them here first. What I have here is a bath for them of ice water. And I'm just going to drop them in there. I need the cooking process to stop cooking immediately. Plus, they will retain their greenness in there. See? Beautiful. What I have here is half a pound of mushrooms. We're going to cut them up into smaller pieces. And what I'm going to do eventually is I want to make it into like a cream of mushroom soup. You can keep them whole if you'd like to use them as whole, but I am going to be making them into a creamy soup before I start using them into the green beans. And the cut them into the size of a mushroom. Now we're going to start working on our delicious cream of mushroom soup to add in the green bean casserole. Again, I want to make it into a soup, and if you wanted to just keep it as chunks, you can do that. So what we're starting here is I'm going to use our cast iron skillet, and we're going to start it on medium heat, and we're going to add in there 2 tablespoons of butter. Once our 2 tablespoons of butter are melted in here, we're going to be adding our mushrooms. And the purpose is what we're going to do right now is we want to dry and get all the water out of our mushrooms. And let's drop our mushrooms in here. And I'm also going to add a teaspoon of salt so we can also, it helps the water come out from them as well. There we go. Let's spread them out here. This process is going to take about 5 minutes, but I'm also going to be adding, remember we took out a little bit of onions there. I'm going to add that in here as well. I want them to cook with the mushrooms and develop the flavor together. And later we'll show you all the special ingredients we're going to add in here to make it tasty and flavorful. Okay, see you in about 5 minutes, and you need to constantly, keep an eye on them and stir them throughout those 5 minutes. You can't just leave them by themselves. You don't want to burn anything. So they've been here for about 5 minutes. As you could see, they are drying out, and that's what we want. We want all that flavor in there between them and the onions to mix together. And we're caramelizing and putting a little bit of color on the mushrooms. Now I'm going to be adding 3 tablespoons of flour. And I want that flour right now to cook for about 3 minutes. I'm going to lower the heat to medium low because we want to, get rid of the floury taste. But that will be our bonding agents for later. There we go. And we gotta keep stirring, okay? Oh, this was going to be so yummy in our cream of mushroom soup. Now we're going to be adding a cup of chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock too if you'd like. And we need to add a half a teaspoon of freshly grinded black pepper and a quarter teaspoon of freshly grounded nutmeg. Oh, you could smell the fresh nutmeg right here. Beautiful. There we go. And we need to add a cup of half and half. To add 2 cloves of minced garlic to our beautiful mixture over here. Let's mix it well together. You'll get all those flavors from the bottom of the pan. Yum, yum, yum. Once they start boiling a little bit, I'm going to turn it to medium and I'm going to let it simmer. And we need to mix it occasionally, maybe every 3 minutes or so, just to make sure. The whole process after it gets to a boil, it's going to take possibly about 7 to 8 minutes, all depending on your stove and depending on your pan as well. Now they're starting to boil, so we're going to lower our kind of a little bit below medium low. So closer to low, we want to let them simmer, and we want the soup to get binded together with the flour and the mushrooms and all this beautiful sauce that we put in there. I want to taste the sauce a little bit, make sure it's seasoned properly with the salt and the pepper that we have. Let's get a little bit here. I can imagine how it's going to be. Just wait a little bit for it to cool off. It's very high, you can see the steam. It's great. We don't need the salt, the pepper, a hint of nutmeg. It's excellent. We're good. As you saw me, I was thinking, like trying to put all those flavors together. Because also our chicken stock is already seasoned and it has salt in it as well. All right. We'll, again, in about 7 to 8 minutes, we'll again let this simmer. We're going to stir it every about 3 minutes or so, and we'll be back. They've been here like simmering for about 8 minutes. Let's check on them. Again, I've been stirring them every 3 minutes or so. Okay. I think this is the thickness is really good. I like it. And you can always the bechamel sauce test. There you go. All right, let's turn the stove off, and I'm going to get my blender, and I'm going to blend them and turn them into a soup. Now that we have our creamy, delicious, flavorful mushrooms, and we're going to turn it into our creamy mushroom soup made from scratch at home. You don't need to buy that can anymore now, do you, huh? Just follow me and don't forget to subscribe. You'll learn how to make all these goodies on your own. All right, so let's start a little bit on low here. We're just gonna turn it into soup. Yum, yum, yum. Now we have our own cream of mushroom soup. See our beautiful green beans over here? See how the color, the vibrant green color? Let's give it another taste. Because we blanch them in that salty water, they're really good. A tad, yeah, it's a tad crunchy. And we're going to add our delicious cream of mushroom soup, our irresistible and delicious cream of mushroom soup here. So I lowered the oven temperature to 400 degrees. Now we're going to mix our beautiful sauce and soup with our delicious green beans. And then we're going to cook them for about 15 minutes, or we want to make sure they're boiling while they are cooking. And I'm also going to clean our edges here. But first, let's put our onions in here. What I did with the onions was, see how they are crunchy. I changed by the way, I changed my my vessel here because the other one was sticking. I went into a non-stick. So let's put them here on top. It's this is going to be so yummy and so tasty. Look at these onions, they're crunchy. Oh, let me see. They are missing one. I counted them earlier. I think somebody took one. I'm very positive. I did count them. It wasn't me. At least not this time. Unless if I miscounted. That's what they're saying. They think I didn't use the calculator, so I must have done the wrong calculation. But look at that, beautiful. You see that? Okay. Our green bean casserole is ready for the oven. Again, I have it at 400, kind of in the middle. And we're going to time it for 15 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it. And we'll come back and taste our beautiful homemade green bean casserole. You know, look, all from scratch. So easy, so quick. And you know what you're eating. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. Bye-bye. Our beautiful and I'm sure delicious green bean casserole is ready. We're going to let it sit down probably about 15 minutes before we dig into it and taste it together. And we had it in the oven for just 15 minutes. And we did not need to add any other time to it at 400 degrees. See you soon. It's been 15 minutes and can't wait to try our delicious green bean casserole. Let's go. All right. Oh, this is good. This is good. Nice and creamy. Yeah. Just how you want it, you know. You have all that goodness of the cream in there. Yum. Let's try. We want everything in there. Those green beans, our crispy homemade onions. Healthy. They're not fried. Okay, are we ready? Yeah. Those green beans are nice and crunchy, but that homemade cream of mushroom sauce, whoo, I love it. Yum, yum, yum. And those crispy onions. Just eat the whole thing for dinner. You don't need anything else. I'm gonna try one more, one more. Is that okay?
No.
Camera crew said no.
This is the third one. Very much.
I left you one bite, one bite. Here you go. You're welcome.
It's really good.
This is nice. This is very, very nice.
Yes.
That cream of mushroom, homemade cream of mushroom sauce beats that canned one. It's all natural. And again, if you like the chunks, you can leave it in chunks. So make it, try it. Let me know how it turns out for you. Let me know how all your guests and friends say about your cream of mushroom soup that's homemade, but how your green bean casserole, how tasty it is, and how, you know, the onions aren't bought in a can. You made them yourself, right? Okay, so again, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on all your favorite, Facebook, Instagram. Even when you see my videos there, go back to YouTube and watch the full video so you can learn how to really cook and bake with Samir. All right, until next time, you take care. Bye-bye.